all I remember about it was that I heard that this guy and a friend of his got the shotguns from the skeet thing, and they were going pheasant hunting, and they went over into the ambassador from China's property, and over there, you know, all the game belongs to the landowner, and they shot some pheasants, and he heard it, the ambassador did, and he went down there to investigate it, and he told these guys, said, I want you to give me those pheasants, that they belong to me. And this guy said no, and the ambassador started walking toward him, and he raised up a shotgun and shot him. And they just left him laying down there. And when he didn't show up at the house that night, well, his wife came over to the base and wanted to know if he was there or something. And so the base, I don't know whether the MPs or what, but they went and helped find him and search for him over there on the property of the ambassador. And I think they found him. And then there was quite a spell, nobody would come forward or anything about who did it. And somewhere or another I heard the rumor that they offered an amnesty to come forward and to do it and confess to it. But then I heard that this other guy with him got scared, and he came and told who it was. And I remember Scotland Yard was going around all over the base, and they had long overcoats, you know.
Remember, all these air bases were built on private property.
Yeah.
And Sir Eric Teichman is the ambassador who was shot, and he was very noted, very well respected by the crown and all the powers that be. And he had this huge farm upon which our air base was built. Station 120, ATTLEBRIDGE, was built on that land, and so it was just no small matter to be able to just walk out your back door and be in a pheasant field. And so the day that this happened, well, I guess it was the day before it happened, we were on a mission. But before that mission, they looked our record over, and we'd had some pretty rough missions, so they said, we want you to go to Flak Home. So the Flak Home was down in southern England, and we went. We got home and finished our tour, and it was on that mission that I was wounded the first time. And I was all dinged up, and they put me in the hospital, and we had the Flak Home scheduled for the next day. And of course, all the enlisted men and everybody else wanted to go on the trip, and here I am bunged up and in the hospital. And they came by and they finally said, well, we'll let you go. And they gave me medicine and instructions to the nurses down there what to do with me. And we went. Well, it was during this period of time, while all this was going on, I'd had my first wound. We just returned from a mission, assignment to the Flak House. And we were actually at the Tomb House, I believe that's what it was called, resting and relaxing, and the news came about the death of Sir Eric. Well, it just happens that my top turret gunner, Bunny Olson, had a rifle, a GI issue rifle, and he took it with us to the Flak Home, and he's going to go out and do target practicing. Well, I heard it was a rifle that killed him, not a shotgun, so I don't know. Anyway, the story I want to tell fits. Benny Olson heard this, and they were saying it was a rifle, and he had a rifle and away from the base. So he took some rocks and some wire and tied it on his gun and went down and threw it in the river. And that was the end of that gun, and that was the end of it. And then when we went back, there were the Scotland Yard guys all over the place. Everybody was being issued. We were not very approached because we were off the base when it happened. We'd been on a base on a mission, then we came home and went on flak. So all this transpired while we were gone.
And then Lieutenant Colonel West of the 785th, you know, he came up and interviewed all the gunners up there. We were up at the WAF site, you know, that's where the gunners were. And he came all the way up there and interviewed us and wanted to know where we were. And I'd been flying that particular date that it happened, so I didn't hear, and then I heard that they got him and had a court martial or marshal and sentenced him to hang, and they put him in that prison down in London, and the ambassador's wife went to Eisenhower and asked Eisenhower to spare his life, and Ike wouldn't do it, and they hung the guy.